in 365 days, what's one of the big goals you have for next year?
The Canadian record has always been one. I know it's not really doesn't mean much to the rest of the world, but
What is it right now?
It's 5:41. Jason frickin' McClintock got it. For years, since 2002, it was Drew with 4:41.
Yep.
And then Jason got it, and then Trent got it, and
Yep.
then I got it. So all four of us had 4:41
Yep.
with Ty, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then Jason got on the tear a year or two ago and got 5. And he's at one point was looking like he was going to run the whole pass. And so now it'd be nice to maybe at some point switch the focus and just to say you're part of the, because growing up, Canadian water skiing is like with Jarrett Llewellyn and all, like there's tons of names in Canadian water skiing.
There's a big heritage.
There's a huge heritage, and so to be part of that would be pretty cool. Ooh,
that's good. I'm not used
Crystal.
to this yet.
It's like HD.
It is. It's like you're here.
It's like I'm here next to you. Yeah,
but you are.
Yeah, it's like double Inception.
It's like Joe Rogan podcast, but for water skiing, and I'm not high or bald. So
yeah, the ante.
What just happened, dude? Cali ProAm.
Yeah, I'd say this is the hardest of the 10 events we've had this year.
Why?
This is the hardest, by far the hardest prelims, because it's 2 rounds. 2 rounds we got to beat average. Like, that's balls to the wall for 2 rounds in a row, and if the pressure's on, any one of these guys can easily throw a curveball and get a 441.
Yeah. Like, we saw that.
Detrick did it today and
Detrick
backed himself up, and luckily had a tough second round, but he's in.
So first round, what'd you run?
I got three in the first round.
And what was your goal going out second round?
Well, if you want to back up, goal first round, I just wanted to get through 39.
Yeah.
It was we had Worlds 4 weeks ago, and didn't go so well for myself, and so I just wanted to get myself on a game plan where back to where I knew I could be confident in my skiing. So get through 39, everything else is bonus.
What's a key for you? Like going into a tournament like this, where you're coming off of a long season, you had a kind of a disappointing Worlds. What's a mental like game plan for you, or one key that you can kind of focus in on that helps you perform to your level that you know you can?
Yeah, I think I had to just clean slate it pretty much. Like I knew, like I know my process and I know what I can do, and the rest of the season, besides Worlds, was a tough event there, and it was a one-off in a sense. And I knew if I just get back to my game plan, it's gonna it'd be good to go. It sounds kind of cliche, but that's pretty much what it was.
Simple works.
Exactly.
Yeah. So second round, windy as shit.
50
mile an hour crosswind or 50K crosswind.
Yeah, that was Hurricane Dorian on the West Coast side. That was that was nuts.
It was supposed to hit Alabama, but I think it hit California instead.
It hit NorCal. Yeah, exactly. That was wasn't expecting that, especially coming from Phoenix where there's no wind and it's 110. It's a little chillier up here and everything. But that was tough. That was like as hard as it gets for 39 cross tailwind. Yeah. And there's dust in your eyes, and it was gnarly. It was a rodeo. That's as close to rodeo as you can get.
Without actually getting on a bull.
Exactly.
What do you do coming back towards the dock at 39 with a crosswind hitting you narrow at 2 and 4? What are you thinking to try to cope with that? Because some guys like Benny, he took 38 coming this way. Yeah. And he almost went inside 4. Mm-hmm. And
same here. I remember thinking with 4-ball, like, why was everyone having troubles? And then, that's why.
Yeah. So what are you doing? Pulling longer or
just closing your eyes and hope for the best?
Yeah.
No, mostly the boat judge made the comment that I looked really patient. I didn't feel patient, but I guess in a way you just got to really be powerful with your movements. Like really make sure you're dictating which direction you want to be going at, and you can't do anything half-assed. Everything is got to be
fully committed.
Fully committed, exactly. You have to be all in, especially in a tailwind and a crosswind. You can't do anything half-effort.
What's it going to be like tomorrow? We're supposed to have less wind. You saw Nate just ran 4, ran 1 earlier. Some other guys got to 4. What's it going to take tomorrow in the head-to-head? I know things are different in head-to-head. That's why I really like head-to-head. Some guys aren't big fans of head-to-heads, and I kind of like them because it really just it opens up the whole field. Yeah. It really could be anyone's day in a sense. And so I've been on both sides of it where I've done really well in head-to-heads. Yep. And then sometimes where it just bites me in the ass and it's a long flight home. long flight home.
When it's a 2-hour flight, it makes it feel 8 hours.
But next weekend's another tournament, so it's not like it's just like into the season.
Exactly.
Cool.
It's cool. It's I remember road tripping with Karina Nolan to an event we had in Georgia. I think it was the Malibu Pro they had or whatever in Georgia at the Masters one year.
Yep.
And she was telling me like the mid 2000s when you guys had events every weekend, and it was no matter how bad you did one weekend, you knew the next weekend you were good to go. And I remember thinking at the time we had maybe 4 events, maybe 5. Probably 4 events. And I was thinking like, geez, every weekend, like, and this season has been like that pretty much. It's
a big season this year.
If a guy did Moomba, qualified for Masters, Worlds, and everything, I think it was like 14 or 15 events total, which is
insane.
Which is like that's a full tour. That's like a motocross series. Like that's a full season.
Yeah. What in your opinion? Well, personally, what was the probably the best event this year for you? Like whether it was skiing or it was the vibe or the people you got to hang out with. What was the best event?
I think there's I got 2 answers if that's allowed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sure. Well, obviously the Motorhome ProAm in Spain was pretty cool with winning that one. So that's a
sweet one.
That goes up. That automatically goes top 3. Like all time.
Yep.
But doing the Masters was pretty cool. This winter I worked all winter long back home in Canada. Yeah,
you're full time in the winter.
Yeah,
right?
full time for all winter long, pretty much 6 months out of the water. So, and last fall I made the goal. Okay, qualify for Masters. From April till Memorial Day weekend, it's Masters or bust kind of thing. So I mapped out a plan and everything, and that was kind of the go-to. So successfully making it through with that goal and going to Masters and doing pretty well. That's kind of that kind of took the cake as well. 'Cause that's a tough event too.
Yeah,
that one's not easy.
So moving forward, like I know we talked maybe 6 months ago or whatever on the phone, and you said like trying to make a run for it. You want to see what you can do. I feel like there's an internal clock that's running. Well, can you talk about that? Like, where's your head? Like 1 year, 3 year, 5 year in the sport?
That's a tough one. I don't know. It's tough. Like you see guys like Willie and T-Gas, and they're going as if they're
still doing it.
They're super strong, and they're still contenders.
Yep.
And they haven't stopped since like early 2000s, which I can't believe.
Yeah.
And I've definitely found the last year and a half, 2 years where it's definitely gotten a little bit not monotonous, but it's tough.
Yeah.
And I try not to, like, people say don't need to add extra pressure, but it feels like there's pressure when it's a lot of money to compete at this level and
to get to the events, to pay for the events,
everything.
All of it.
It's a tough deal. We're not making the money of PGA Tour golfers or any of those guys, and so it's tough having to pay for everything, and like even just the stupid $30 bag fee for your ski bag, like, just pisses me off. It's like just another stab in the heart, pretty much. It's tough.
You want to pull out your pro water ski card and be like, do you know what I do for a living?
Exactly.
It's not like I'm a golfer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Why do you do it? Because that shit sucks. Like,
that's
$30 bag fee on top of everything else. So why deal with it?
I think I still think to say you're the best in the world in something is pretty badass, and to say you're the top water skier in the world, even if the average Joe doesn't know what that means, top 5 out of 2 billion people, or how many people are in the world? Like that's
7 billion.
7 billion.
Yeah.
Okay, a little off there.
Factor of 4, but that's cool. That's all good.
But so to say you're at that level is all time.
It means something, even if nobody knows anything about skiing. It means something.
Skiing is a pretty fun sport to do, and even with how monotonous it gets sometimes, and the training's never always easy, and the $30 bag fees and all that stuff, I'm still not sick of going. At the end of the day, most days are pretty fun.
Yeah. Like
growing up, I did a lot of sports. I did football, basketball, hockey, everything, and there was always a point going to practice where I just I'm like 14 years old, and I was kind of over it.
It went through its life cycle.
Exactly. And skiing hasn't really even gotten close to how I felt about playing those sports.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of growing up, do you remember the first time we met?
Yeah.
When was that?
That would be circa 08.
08?
Predator Bay face-to-face tour.
Calgary face-to-face tour, dude. How crazy was that?
Yeah. I was just cleaning up my bedroom actually last week and found the poster.
No way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess I should have it on the wall, but it was under the bed. But anyways.
So how old were you back then in 08?
08, I would have been 14. Yeah, 14 turning 15. Yeah.
And what were you running? I mean, I can't.
Oh
remember,
no, I was. Oh wait.
You were younger.
Yeah, no, I was
11 years ago.
13 turning 14.
Yeah.
My math sucks, but
that's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't. I don't remember you being. You were tall and lanky, but I don't remember you being super proficient for that age. I mean.
Yeah, it was.
You just kind of got into skiing at that time, right?
Well, I've been skiing since I was 4 or whatever, but
like
the chasing buoys and running short lines was just starting to pulse through. I remember driving up from Edmonton with my buddies to go to that in Predator Bay, and I remember I had a few questions to ask you because all we did was rec ski. We didn't do tournaments or anything. I'm like, and I knew I was getting close to the age of where kids start skiing 36.
Yeah.
And I remember I wanted to ask you, when do I start skiing 36? Yeah. And is this ski too big for me? And I was on my dad's 69 D3
dude. Custom. That's awesome. And 69.
Or maybe it was 68, but I was probably.
You were like
5'9", maybe 6 foot, 140, soaking wet.
You were like long and thin.
Yeah, exactly. So
on a 68
ski
inch.
was a little big, but it was that was a fun trip. And my buddies, we still talk about that trip all the time, and it was that
was fun.
It was awesome.
What made you want to go from like recreational cottage skiing up north to like, wow, this is fun, chasing buoys? Like, what was the kind of the spark that got you going?
Yeah, well, so that was the first time going to Predator Bay and seeing water skiing from not just the cabin life. And
was that the first time you kind of like got coaching or anything like that? Or
no, go back 5 or 6 years earlier. We used to bring John McCammon out to our cabin all the time.
Cool.
We'd bring him out for a weekend and got to know his daughter Maddie quite a bit through that. And so he'd come out for a week once a summer, and that got me from 15 miles an hour to 25 miles an hour or 26 miles an hour running the course. And then when we used to live in Texas too, like it wasn't complete just grassroots. So we lived in Texas, and we bought a lot on Lake Sakatee Ski Lake. And that summer, so the summer leading up to that spring leading up to the face-to-face tour, I went from 30 miles an hour to 34 miles an hour, 28 off. And then that summer got into 32 with you. And then I still thought, I'm good, but I knew there was guys that were like, there was the Zane Nicholsons and those guys out in Tennessee just crushing. And I didn't think I was even close to those guys. And then 2 years later, actually, 2010, Matt Reaney came to do a clinic in Predator Bay. And I just figured I was just some scrub getting coaching. And he's like, dude, this is you're a bit above average. Do a tournament.
Try it.
Let me know, and we'll go from there. Did the tournament that Tuesday night, got one at 22 off, and thought maybe not. Second round was a little better, but and then went to nationals that year, and the rest was kind of history.
So what's the takeaway? Because there's a lot of people out there. I mean, just off the top of my head, our buddy Tyler Yeager, we were just hanging out with, who I'm not singling him out because I think he's the only one that does it, but we all compare ourselves to other people, and we all have these imaginary trend lines. So we're like, oh, well, we're here and we're at this age, so we can expect to do X, Y, Z when we get older, or we have more time. But honestly, like, sometimes that doesn't even work. It doesn't matter because like what you're talking about,
100%.
Like, you were down here and you just decided at one day to flip the switch and give it a go. And next thing you know, you're, on the podium at the World Championships in Chile.
Fourth. Close.
You should have been.
Talk to Mr. Freddie about that, Mr. Winter.
Well, I'll get him in here later. I already had him in here.
Oh, perfect.
But no, I mean, that's the point. Like, for me, it's
for sure.
It gives people hope.
And it's kind of funny, like, because I've thought about that before, and there's no one spot where I can pinpoint. Actually, no. Take that all back. I remember had the clinic with Matt this day, and then the tournament later that week, and I had dinner with my mom and my sister that night. We went out for dinner just because we were in Calgary, and usually we spend the summers at the cabin. So it was a little impromptu go out for dinner, and I remember telling her how awesome this day was with Matt, and how like I can go to Florida and ski with him there, and like this could be a thing now. Like, I can be a water skier, and because I remember going to the Worlds a year earlier in Calgary and seeing you guys crush it there.
09.
And I remember thinking like, man, that like one day to be with those guys would be unreal. And then jump back forward a year later to 2010, July 2010 with Matt, thinking, okay, maybe I can shoot for this. And before it was just a recreational thing, but now it's kind of like, okay, like if I focus on it and just kind of put the same effort I put into all these other sports I played in the past, we'll see what happens here.
So I guess that begs the question. This is the last thing I want to, unless you want to talk about more stuff. I know you got to go eat dinner.
We can talk for hours.
Yeah, we could talk for hours. We can keep going. But no, how important was, I mean, I know how important that Calgary Worlds was in 2009 for you personally, just as like a spark to be like, okay, maybe I want to try to do that. Because I had the same personal experience at a U.S. Open when I was 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I mean, pro skiing, it's not just about selling product. It's not just about, people showcasing that they're the best in the world. It's got to be about the future. It's got to be about inspiring the next generation to go for it.
Yeah.
To chase their dreams, right? I mean, otherwise, what are we doing?
No, I agree. It's kind of a weird, as I've gotten deeper into the pro water ski community and water ski community as a collective, it's weird being right on the inside of it now. Because I remember the first couple of years of doing tournaments, and I was doing a clinic at Jason McClintock. I went to get Jason McClintock was coaching a clinic, and so I went to it. And he was telling me how it was really weird. He went to an event in Europe, and everyone was like asking for his autograph at this event. I'm like, are you crazy, dude? Like, you're Jason freaking McClintock. Like, of course they want your autograph.
Yeah.
Like, not understanding why he didn't understand this.
You saw it from the outside. He didn't really.
He didn't even
it.
understand it.
Yeah.
He thought it was just bizarre that they wanted his autograph. I'm like, no, dude, you're the real deal.
And now you're. And now
I'm
in
the same shoes, and I think exactly like him. I feel so weird, but I'm trying to
embrace it
and see how other sports and other athletes, they just like Thomas Gasperi is awesome at it. Like he is, he does a really good job at that kind of stuff. I've seen him with all kinds of junior athletes, and no matter how tough his set was, he gives them the time. And it's pretty cool to see. And seeing Corey Vaughn today like that, same kind of thing. And the kid thought it was the coolest thing ever to meet Corey Vaughn, this pro water skier. So I almost need to just to remind myself that, hey, you might not feel like it, and 9 times out of 10 when you're at the airport, the flight attendant, the person at the front desk doesn't care who you are, but in the water ski community there's still people watching, and it's really important to make sure that they see what the future can hold.
It's those little moments that you don't think are very significant, but when you look back, you're like, man, I'm glad I took the moment to stop and talk to them or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
What else, dude? Anything else coming up? What do you got the rest of the season?
Rest of the season, we got Malibu Open next week.
Yep.
Get ready for another one. It should be a good one. That's always seems like everyone always goes to Malibu Open, so that will be a one to get ready for.
Trophy Lakes.
Yeah, great lake, great setup.
Yeah, it is.
Good deal. That will be fun.
And then after that,
that season's pretty much done.
Yeah. Records? You can ski records?
I'm over the record scene. We have so many events this year that
it's a long season.
It's like we can get enough good scores in these pro events. We got good drivers, so it's not really necessary to chase the scores. There was a time when I was younger where records were really crucial just to keep with the reps and keep the idea of tournament water skiing going. But now that
you got to pace.
You got to pace, and no need to mess with it.
What do you want to be? What do you want to have under your belt this time next year? In 365 days, what's one of the big goals you have for next year? And you don't have to say all of them, just one. Yeah. Just one of them.
The Canadian record has always been one. I know it not really doesn't mean much to the rest of the world, but
what is it right now?
It's 5:41. Jason frickin' McClintock got it.
Jason frickin' McClintock.
Yeah. For years, since 2002, it was Drew with 4:41.
Yep.
And then Jason got it, and then Trent got it, and then I got it. So all four of us had 4:41 with Ty, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then Jason got on the tear a year or two ago and got 5, and he's at one point was looking like he was going to run the whole pass, and so now it'd be nice to maybe at some point switch the focus and just to say you're part of the, because growing up Canadian water skiing is like with Jarrett Llewellyn and all, like there's tons of names in Canadian water skiing.
There's a big heritage.
There's a huge heritage, and so to be part of that would be pretty cool.
What are you running in practice on a good week? How many times do you run a 41? You don't have to say. I know, but some people want to know.
This year, of the whole season, just once.
Yeah.
Last year it was like 7 or 8 times. Like last year was nuts. And this year,
but like you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you're the type of guy that you up the intensity a notch in tournaments over practice.
Yeah.
So that, like, I don't really think your practice scores are going to be indicative of what you're potentially capable of, because I feel like in tournaments you're just like fucking eye of the tiger. Let's do this.
Yeah, no, for sure. Some people joke that I get a little too intense sometimes getting ready to ski, but I'll embrace it, and that's just the way I get ready. But practices, I'm not always like, it's not always as spectacular as it looks in the tournaments and stuff. But this summer in May, I ski with Matt Reaney all month of May, pretty much leading up to Masters, and it was getting to the point where every set was 4s and 5s every time, and it was just like, okay, I'm fucking ready for this. Like, it was. I was ready.
Do this.
Yeah, it was as good as it could be.
Yeah.
I skied a ton of sets that month, but it was what you need to get ready for a big event like that.
Reaney's a good guy. We've been good friends for a while. He's a good coach. What's one of the things you're working on personally, technique-wise or approach-wise, that you're trying to work through?
I don't know if there's any one, there's not really one thing, but consistency just in general. I long for the day where I'm like Will or T-Gas, where I can drop off a hat, anytime I want to do like 341, any day of the week. Yeah. And
you're pretty much there potential wise. It's just maybe some tweaks, like mentally.
But I feel like those, like any time, no matter what the conditions are, T-Gas and Will can get to 3-ball no problem, and they can get through 39 as if it's not even an issue. And 39s, I'd say like 90% of the time I'm through it. And it's getting a lot better than it was maybe a year and a half ago. But I just, to be at that level would be pretty cool, where just any single time you want to do it, you can get there.
What do you think the biggest factor is right now? Is it the mental
game? I think it's just mental, just more reps. And this past year, I feel like, maybe not a veteran, but I feel like I'm definitely a bit more ironed out. Yep. So I was like, my first pro event was 2011, and so it's been a couple of years of.
Wait, what was that? Was that here?
Katy Ski Jam, 2011.
Katy Ski Jam, that's right.
In Lake Katy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't there when I did the face-to-face tour that year, 2008. We went to Lake Katy after Predator Bay.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know you guys had a place there.
Yeah, that's where, because we lived in Texas for 8 years, from 99 to 06 or 07. So, yeah.
It's good times, dude. It's a fun sport.
Yeah, great place, great activity.
Yeah. This is how else would you want to spend your summers, right?
Yeah, it's been, the last couple summers been pretty primed. Travel the world.
Yeah. Oh, talk about worlds. That's what I was going to ask you.
Worlds?
One more thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
brutally tough. Yeah. I mean, not obviously the outcome you wanted. What was your takeaway from that event?
I don't think, so obviously there's a lot of controversy with all kinds of stuff going on with that event. Slalom skiing is not very dangerous. I don't think it is, personally. I think it's a pretty, not low impact, but it's not.
Yep. It's not jumping.
It's not jumping.
Yep.
It's not bull riding. It's not jumping. It's slalom water skiing.
Yep.
It's pretty low key.
Yep.
Well, for the most part.
Yeah.
With that, and so I didn't think the conditions were out of this world. Put me in a body bag and send me home, kind of thing. I thought it was manageable, and I just screwed up. It wasn't even the conditions that screwed me up. It was just a pure error. That's the part that pissed me off the most. It was, and to see everyone else continue and to make it work pretty easy was tough. They may not make it easy, but they did what they had to do to get in, and I was pretty miffed about that.
Yeah. But that's what makes it that much sweeter when it goes good.
Yeah, exactly. That's the toughest about this sport is,
and it brings humility too, because like one event you experience that, and another event like today you see somebody else like Corey, or whoever else, T-Gas, and they make one mistake. 1 minute
you're in it, and the next you're out,
and you're out.
Yeah,
which is crazy. Yeah, and that's what's fascinating.
There's not many sports in the world that are. There's only a handful that I can really think of that are really that cutthroat. Well, snow skiing, World Cup, downhill, and Super G. Bull riding, bring that one up again. Yeah. Only a few of those are that cutthroat. Or like you think of baseball or tennis, where they measure how many errors they make in a game.
Yeah.
You measure an error, one error in water skiing, you're done. Yeah.
One big error and you're done.
Exactly. So that's, I think that's a pretty crucial part.
what's one of the biggest mistakes you see like average amateur skier make, tournament skier? What's something that you just wish people would know, or that you want to share with them that might help people out there?
Well, was one school of thought is not every fin skating is going to get your hips up. So maybe lose a few lbs in the gym and you'll be good to go. You'll get like a few more buoys.
Or just try to get your hips up.
Yeah,
or,
exactly.
Something else.
Yeah, but I don't know. I always love a good caveman when guys go like full shoulders forward, arms straight out, and like lead with their head into the buoy. Those are always pretty good.
But I mean, it's effective, but it's not efficient.
Yeah, it's not efficient. And so
what would you tell them?
I don't know. I'm a terrible coach, but
you can't be a terrible coach. You just don't try to do it because you haven't had much reps.
Yeah.
You know what to do though.
Yeah, I just think about finding your flow out of the buoy, flow point. Trademark that.
Yeah.
Find your flow out of the buoy where you find a position where your hips are leading you across the wake.
Yeah.
If your hips are behind you, like in the caveman style, or you're over the front of your ski,
you're slow.
That's not an efficient position.
Heavy load.
Yeah. I always zone in on the hips for some reason.
Yeah.
Some great coaches look at all parts of the body, but I always end up looking at the hips first.
Yeah.
And I find those kind of dictate the direction you end up in the course.
The rest of the body.
Yeah.
That's good key.
Yeah.
Sweet, buddy. Hey, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
It's going to be fun to watch. Hopefully we don't have a 40-mile-an-hour crosswind.
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah, either way. I mean, you're like a sail, though. I mean, you're taller
exactly.
than everybody else.
What's the Bob Marley?
The windsock at the car dealership. Bob feels bad about. I mean, but you get it.
Hey, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Bob, just in case you're watching, better watch out for Steven. Next time you see him. First, you haven't met him yet.
Bob, I met Bob.
Oh, you have?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. So you guys are good.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
You talked it out.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Well, actually, I haven't seen him since then. But
you haven't?
No, but
okay.
We're good. We're cool.
That's the problem. Is this Hearts? As soon as you meet him, then he's got ammo because now he knows like how you talk and some of your movements.
Yeah, he was at the boarding school when we were. I was there a couple of days.
Oh, you were there for the radar thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Also, he just hung out with Wade Cox recently, so I can't wait.
I cannot wait.
Dude, I can't wait to hear the Wade Cox stories.
Unreal.
Anyway,
one side tidbit that I thought was pretty cool this summer. I was in Illinois, just to bring everything full circle. I was in Illinois for
no.
Oh shoot, I always get this confused because there's
You're at Doug Meekers.
Yeah. Great setup there.
What's it called?
Liquid Zone.
It's Farmer
Liquid
City,
Edge.
Illinois.
Yeah, it's Liquid Zone or Liquid. Oh man, I feel
Liquid
bad.
Edge. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Shoot. Sorry,
Doug. I'm sorry, dude. Why can't we remember?
I know. Anyways, it was Wade Cox,
Yeah.
Chris Parrish, and John Travers,
Yep.
Caleb Burdick, and I got invited as well somehow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But anyways, got to go for lunch with Wade and CP.
Yeah.
That's like
story time.
Top 10 highlights of my water ski nerd life. So that was pretty cool. Come full circle and they were like just giving me story after story. That was the best Chipotle run I've ever been on.
Best Chipotle run with Coxie and Parrish.
Exactly.
Right on, dude. Well, good luck tomorrow. Thanks for joining me, man.
Thank you.
It's been fun.
Great time.
Sweet, buddy.
That was good. Sorry that went a little longer than
No, it's good. As long as you're okay, I'm okay.
More content to work with.
I think I'm just gonna do let it run.
Yeah.
Right? Each time.